Greetings. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries Reaction and Review. But before we get into it, welcome back, my current subscribers, new subscribers, sometimes listen to me but not a subscriber, and those of you who are here for the very first time. So, as I said, this is going to be a reaction and a review. I may not review all of the phone calls, but sometimes there's a call that comes through that I just got to react to. And, as I always do it, I don't usually play the whole call. But this is a call I only listened to, I think maybe the first 10 minutes. And I think it's like a 27-minute call. So the other 10 minutes, I don't know what's going to happen. I might go all the way through it, and then I might not. I might stop if I think, I've had enough or the pertinent information has gone through, we'll see. We play it by ear over here. So without further ado, we are going to get into this call that came in over the weekend. Now, I can't tell you exactly what day it came because I know I listened in on one of these calls. It wasn't this one, though. It was a call. So anyway, within the last 3 days, this call came through, and let's get into it. So this call that we are about to get into takes place July the 24th, 2023. And in this call, of course, Ernest L. Williams, the defendant, now seems to know who set him up. I believe now it's his co-defendant, Erica King, whereas before it was the stepdaughter, then it was the crazy daughter, then I think it was another daughter, and, then it was the mailman, the banker, the candlestick maker, the dog ate my homework, just everything. So now let's get into it and find out how he's figured out who set him up. That's the theme music.
Yeah?
Yes. Hello.
I know I don't supposed to call back. I got that part.
You got that part?
Yeah, I got that part, but it's almost coming to me. It's almost coming to me.
Write your notes.
Wait a minute, it's almost coming to him. Now I know what's going on. That's what he always says. I know what's going on. So what that usually means when he says that, I know what's going on, that usually means he's thought up a lie to tell.
Yeah, where I was at. I'm pretty sure I know I was on the other side of the world over there. I'm pretty sure that for a fact. And if you talk to Dion, just juggle his mind with the action. Do he remember that white van I picked up from this crazy ass half sister?
So now he wants Sonia to call Dion to jog his mind about the white van, that he picked out for Dion's crazy half sister, because it can't be that he's done something wrong. It has to be that Dion could help provide an alibi from where he was when whatever that he's getting ready to talk about happened. Dion, the son that he didn't meet till he was 13. Let's continue.
She had I got a white van to ride around in. And they were standing over there on the south side over there. What do you call it? Fort Industrial.
You want to know when that was?
Huh?
What month? You want to know what month that was?
Yeah, I know it was right around that month. I know when it was right around almost Christmas time.
He knows what month it is. He's got it all figured out. He just needs you to call Dion to jog his memory. Now, I don't know if that's to jog Dion's memory or to plant a memory.
Time or something like that. It's coming all the way close to me now. She had a fucking reptile in there. When he went to pick it up, she had a fucking reptile in there in the back of the fucking van. And he told me not to give her. I got a brand new.
Now, I don't know who had the reptile. I don't know if it's the person that it was being picked up from or if it was the daughter. But does Nesto even know what a reptile is? I'm just asking.
But a nice as H2 Hummer. And he got mad and told me I wouldn't give her shit. But I was thinking about the kids she had. Thinking about the kids she had. No good business.
Should have got her.
Isn't it wonderful? He's always thinking about the children. He believes the children are the future.
For an escort like my daddy got me. You know.
Well, I done got that motherfucker about 5 cars. She done fucked them all up. So
You know what? I don't care how bad of a relationship you might have with your father, or if your father has a bad relationship with you. I don't know. But it is very disturbing to me to hear a father refer to his daughter as a motherfucker. I mean, it's just very disturbing to me. I don't know about anybody else. And why it's not disturbing to Sonia, I don't know. Well, yes, I do know, but, you know.
Should have stopped giving her cars.
yeah. Well, anyway, that was right around that time. It's coming right around that time. It's clicking to me so good right now. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but are we to believe that Nesto gave this daughter multiple cars? I mean, he doesn't fool with his children like that. And I'm to believe he's bought her multiple cars, but okay.
Ran around, I'm getting it. Anyway, yeah, so I was looking up. And the thing when they fucked up, when they tried to say it was a rental fraud. Rental fraud is when somebody tries to lease a place that's not theirs to a person. That's rental fraud.
Okay.
No, rental fraud is when, well, yeah, that's rental fraud too, but it is also fraud for you to go meet a man, give him a whole song and dance about these celebrity clients that you have who's going to be renting the house, and you get the house. So that whole thing is a lie. There are no celebrity clients. You start putting people on the lease who don't even live there. You seem to be not living there, but yet, well, let's continue.
Say I walk up to a house and I show it. It ain't my house. I'm not the landlord or the manager, but I take people's money and show them the house and take the money and rent the house to them.
That's called theft by deception. If you show somebody a house, rent it to them, you don't own it, you can't rent it, and you take their money and disappear, that is theft by deception. That's not rental fraud. But let's let Sonia continue to explain the law to us.
That's rental fraud.
Right.
So what they tried to say it was rental fraud or rental scam, which is not, because he tried to say that y'all were the tenant. So when there's no fraud, once you're a tenant, it's not illegal not to pay. It's not criminal not to pay rent. That's considered civil. And even if you pay, the only thing that will make it criminal is if you pay with a bad check. Now
it makes it criminal because you've been in this house, you've not paid a dime of rent. You really, as the landlord now, are not sure who lives there, because when you go to check on your property, you know the property that you haven't received rent for in months, and that's why you can go over there and see what's going on. And you see there's nothing in the house, there's vehicles there. Yeah, something just ain't right, just like Keith Sweat said.
That can make it criminal, passing a bad check. But if you did not pay the rent, it is civil, it is an eviction. It is not rental fraud, it is not rental scam. So that right there kills that whole probable cause bullshit. Because the landlord couldn't have had no problem to go to the police about. I think the person, he was just, either he knew somebody personally, because a lot of people know the police personally in them small southern towns and shit.
Right.
You know?
So now he knows, the landlord knows the police personally, so that's why he went down there and told that, I guess, lie it's supposed to be. But here again, the man has not gotten his money, and he thinks he's been scammed in some way, and he goes over there, and it's all very much so suspicious. You know, there are people who rent houses and fill out fictitious lease just so that they can use it to distribute their drugs. I mean, it's all kinds of things that could have been going on with that house, and the landlord was within his rights.
And it was just, suspicion to fuck with somebody or whatever the case may be. But that being said, I'm going to just have her pull the lease, get a copy of the lease to see who he claimed he released to, and the payment, the proof of payments, because they kind of put it on, put you in that. So that would kill that whole basis of everything that they fucking tried to do from.
Yeah, because, remember, he don't know them folks. He don't know those people. And I think he really, he don't know them folks or them people, but his vehicles were parked. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Kill everything that they try to do. Even though you're not getting the charge from that, but they're trying to base everything around that.
Right.
We're trying to say that's the reason why we fucking with him is because he did this in Roswell. Okay, well, he didn't. He wasn't a tenant. He doesn't know the landlord, so there's no way he could have did that. But on top of that, if whoever was in there, they don't have to have furniture, because they were trying to say, oh, I went in there and there was no furniture. That's not a crime.
She still hasn't discovered that, okay, so if it were the case that his name was used and he didn't know anything about it, then how come his attorney, his first, second, or I don't know what number he had by this time, how come they could have bought that? That could have been cleared up immediately. And yet she can't figure that out, but she's the paralegal, not me.
That's not a reason to go to the police. Even if they haven't paid rent in 2 months, that's not a reason to go to the police. You go to civil court and you evict them. You don't go to police about that. You only go to police if there was a crime that took place.
Right.
So if you don't see drugs, if you don't see bodies, if you don't see stolen items, in the house, just something in the house which he's not allowed to search. Again, as a landlord,
so according to Sonia, unless he saw drugs or dead bodies or something like that, he couldn't go to the police. But then she's saying he had no business even going in there to see why no one has paid him rent. So which is it, Sonia? Either he can go in there, see the exigent circumstances, and then go to the police, or he can't go in there and he just has to do it all civilly. Meanwhile, the body's baking in the attic. Okay.
You can have access to a house within 24 hours of written notice. You are allowed to go in the house, but you are not allowed to touch the personal items of the person in the house. And two, did he evict the person? Because if you were the person, if they're trying to say it,
who was he going to give written notice to? He hasn't heard from anybody or gotten any rent. Who was he going to give this written notice to?
Was in there, you and her or whatever. He has to evict or do a writ of possession. He can't, just because the tenant went to jail, he can't just go in there and remove the stuff. He has to legally obtain possession of the property.
See, we know that Sonia worked for that attorney that was disbarred because he was illegally snatching people's properties and doing all sorts of illegal things with people's property. So that's probably why she has such firm knowledge in the landlord-tenant codes and, what landlords need to do and how to steal a house from somebody, because she worked for that attorney. But seeing as though that attorney has been disbarred, that's telling me he wasn't doing things by the book. So that's why she doesn't know what she thinks she knows.
Which means he got to go to court and do a writ and an eviction. So did he do that? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm gonna look under the landlord's name. I'm gonna run his name and see if in fact he did do that, because
I want to know where she's going to run it, because as we have discovered, I don't think Sonia has access to Odyssey. I don't know if there's some kind of user-friendly type website that you can go into and find things in Fulton County, but she doesn't, or at least she didn't at that particular time, because she never had any of the appropriate documents to defend this man when she was going on platform after platform. Capping for him. I mean, caping.
If you're trying to say that you, in fact, was a tenant, so if you were in jail, he would have to evict you.
Right.
You can't just go in there. You get me? So, all of that, yeah, just listen. Yeah, all of that comes into play with the bullshit that they try to say, probable cause. You know, his whole probable cause. It's Dr. Harley. The lady built her business in person.
That's the one she beat in the civil.
Right.
Okay, so the police investigate and they find all of these vehicles like Harleys that, you took. As far as I'm concerned, that's a theft by deception too. I don't know if they counted that as theft by deception. I don't know what they counted that as, in all of his charges. But, here you have this Harley Davidson that supposedly belonged to him, but he never really paid for it. So here again, Sonia is not even thinking about, or she's not absorbing what she's reading, allegedly reading.
But they're just trying to use this as to say, when y'all appeared in court, that she wasn't a lawyer, and that y'all,
I got that.
Yeah, so that's the charge on that one. It's the fact.
It's funny. It's funny how he was cutting her off when she was trying to get that out. But I say this, and I will continue to say it until maybe Sonia figures it out. If Erica is representing me, and I know her as Erica King, and she's representing me for my dispossessory, and she says that she's April Holloway, when in fact I've known her for 20 years as April King, it should occur to me then, what? Who are you? Why are you using that name? But we're not going to talk about that.
The fact that she faked being an attorney. Yeah, that chick is psycho. You never see that in her? That Erica was crazy?
No, I didn't see none of that. I don't be around.
See, he was saying, I don't be around them type of people. I don't be. And notice how he said that kind of under his breath and low so that she couldn't pick. But, she loves to hear herself talk, so she's talking over him as usual. But I think it's awfully funny. She wants to say that's some psycho shit. But what she's not understanding is that this man that she's in love with was standing right by Erica King when she was allegedly doing this psycho stuff.
Some shit like that, that's some crazy, that's some psycho shit. If you go around the police or in the courtroom and fake being a fucking lawyer, that's crazy. You're better off just going in there representing your damn self.
Yeah.
But that bitch is crazy. I'm trying to see this possible call shit. That's the conspiracy shit. It's not going to be on that.
So she's still believing that Nesto did not know. He had no idea that his friend Erica King, a.k.a. April Holloway, wasn't an attorney.
One of your landlord, not yours, but the landlord name is on here. And I'm going to just run his name and then check and see if he filed what he was supposed to file to evict said person, see who he evicted. What's the name of that street?
I don't even remember right now.
Okay.
Lies.
I can find it. It's on here.
Okay.
Right.
I can't even remember.
You go there enough, you know it. That's the thing. I know Sydney Street, but I don't necessarily live there. But anyway, like I said, everything that they tried to say that was the basis of the cause,
Right.
And again, like this, that happened in Fulton. But
okay, if it happened in Fulton, Roswell and Fulton ain't the same. I thought they two different things, or they the same thing.
Roswell's in Fulton County, right?
Yeah.
It's in Fulton County. Yeah. So no,
Okay.
it's anything Fulton County because it's a felony. It's in the county, not the city. It's not a city. It's that part. The thing, the basis is they trying to say that it's their case because the probable cause happened in Roswell. So they trying to attach everything to Roswell because this is one thing happened in Roswell.
Okay.
Now, if you can in the comments, let me know, because I thought before seems to me like she was separating Roswell from Fulton County, but now she's putting them together. And that could just be me, that I'm thinking that that's what she was doing, saying that, Fulton County. I mean, wasn't there a time where she said Fulton County can't get involved with this because it happened in Roswell? I mean, wasn't she saying that, or is it just me being confused? Because I can be confused, but let me know in the comments.
All the other alleged situations didn't happen in Roswell. This one supposedly happened at Roswell. In Alpharetta. That's the one that you were in court with the boy regarding Calvin.
Right, I got that part.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Alpharetta.
Yeah, but they got Roswell. They have Roswell police.
Roswell got their name on everything.
Right.
They trying to put their name on everything.
Now, it's funny how she hasn't gone into the situation with Calvin. That's funny or interesting. When I say funny, I mean, interesting.
But they don't,
Yeah.
the busiest they've been all year.
That's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
That's bad. It's not this one. I got to go back to the earlier charges. But anyway, I was looking into. I'm run it because again, I don't have a job.
Okay. Did you also let them know about the property from the LLC that they seized?
So when she come in there and you talk to her, I already talked to my one attorney. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to talk to James. I'm going to call James, my lawyer friend, the one that works in the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk to him. I was gonna call him on something. Just fucking.
See, the problem with his property from his LLC, and I'm assuming he means the things that were registered to. I'm assuming he means like he had Shirley's G-Wagon in the security company's name. But the thing of it is that they know that all of his companies were shell companies. So that is part of the investigation. You were running companies that only existed on paper and not in principle. So, I mean...
I forgot why I was going to call his ass. What was I calling him about?
Oh, okay, I got it.
No, it'll come back to me, but I was going to call him on something. Because, you know what I thought? You know what's so weird about this shit, too?
What is that?
What's so odd about your cases? When I look at one warrant, and I said I thought it had 3 copies of something. It's not 3 copies. It's a warrant talking about the same fucking charge. So it's like, why would they have 3 warrants for the same incident? That don't even make sense.
I don't know. Is it for 3 counts?
For this incident, but so is this warrant, and it's the same. It's saying theft by deception.
Yes,
theft
that's
by
right.
deception.
Damn, we think just alike.
So,
because he did theft by deception to multiple people. So that could be it. I'm not going to profess to know how police departments fill out their warrants, but he has a theft by deception for multiple people. So that could be why.
So I'm trying to figure out, right, like on the conspiracy stuff, like it was only one time that alleged y'all said it happened, but why do I have 3 fucking warrants on one incident with all of the same charges for the same situation?
You're right.
Okay. So yeah, again,
I thought about the same thing.
Because Erica pretended to be April Holloway. She pretended. I mean, there was letters from this Mr. Was it Benzino person, and then she was that other attorney whose name I can never remember, Irene somebody. But all of it had to do with their schemes together. And I could be wrong about that too, but as far as my memory, after a while, this information becomes so convoluted because you hear the phone calls and then you get like the real life information and then you're back to the phone calls. So sometimes, we can get confusing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
It's the same thing. And guess what? that gave more detail, really, what the fuck going on. It really broke the shit down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about how they
find that.
Huh?
I gotta find that original case, the first one where it has the landlord on it. I need his name. I know it starts with a Cole or some shit. Cole or some shit. I gotta find that one, and then I'm gonna go and see, because all of that just seems like.
All of this shit is crazy.
I mean, all of it, period, is some bullshit.
It's all over the place.
It's a desperate attempt to have somebody catch a case out of the city that it shouldn't. Because again, everything I'm looking at is either a lie or a civil.
Wow.
So,
you know what I really want to hear? I really want to hear calls. I know we've seen visits, but I think we saw a visit. I just want to hear her explain away this 39 count RICO. That's what I want. I really would like for her. I'd like to hear her theories or legal theories or explanations on all of that.
Human trafficking.
What?
That's one of the charges. It's not human trafficking. It's what the fuck? It's something with trafficking. They're trying to say that was part of that with that girl.
Yeah.
The one up there wrote that shit.
And what she say about bond goes for that? Yeah, I know.
Listen. I'd rather get the shit thrown out than try to get a bond and throw money away.
Me too.
All day long. I heard her throw the shit out. I told her, get her people in there and do a character witness. And then we need the phone record.
Hold on. I did ransom today. Let me get, I don't know should I say this or not, but.
You know, it's funny because, Sonia has a twisted sense of like relationship. And what I mean by that is, you know how you have relationships with your siblings or your parents or whatever. She has such a backwards and twisted view of those types of relationships. Does she really think that a man and somebody's grandmother is going to get up on stand and like defame the character of their child or their grandchild? Does she really think to help this man? Does she really think that someone would do that? Because for me, I know I would not do that to my child. So, and I don't care if we have a strained relationship. I would never do that. But the whole idea that she thinks that somebody is going to go up and speak on behalf of somebody else against their child or their grandchild, it just blows my mind.
I got the Instagram.
Oh, okay. Cool. As long as it's not the victims that you gotta stay away from talking to anybody else.
Yeah, it is. I got that.
Oh no, we can't talk to her. But or go around her situation. So anybody else though, her daddy, her grandma, anybody that's not listed.
I don't have none of that. I ain't got my phone.
Anything that's not listed as a victim of stay away, you gotta stay away.
Yeah, so I don't.
Because you don't want to get intimidation.
I guess they don't know what third party means, but okay.
A victim and all that.
I ain't trying to do that shit.
No, you don't want to add to the bullshit. So no, you gotta stay away from these victims. But anybody else, you can talk to, chit chat it up, whatever. But just the actual victims.
No, I don't know.
You have to stay. Oh, there you go, Mark. There you go, Mark Crow filed a report stating that Williams owed in excess of $26,000, and Crow stated that he believes.
Hold on. I don't know nobody no kind of money like that.
Yeah, he said that he's a landlord. He said you owe him $26,000, which is not a crime.
Ho.
But
and that there were illicit activities happening at the home at 980 Pines Road. Illicit activities. So what is the illicit activities that he speaks of? Because as there were multiple vehicles sitting in the driveway, which it wasn't a ghetto. I mean, the ambulance is questionable. But Harley and the Bentley, you can have that in the driveway.
Okay, but Not when they're, as far as I'm concerned, stolen.
As a walkthrough, he stated that there were hardly any furniture, and it looked like no one was living there. And the tenant's been okay, so that's not probable cause right there. That's bullshit. That's not even a reason to even go anywhere with it other than to say you need to just evict them. If they owe you rent, it's an eviction. It's civil.
If I look in a house that I am renting to someone and it's cars, it's like a whole bunch of different vehicles parked there, but say I peek in the window, I don't even go in, I peek in the window, but there's no furniture, something's going on that's not right.
Well, it's not criminal. So, had not paid rent.
I don't even know them people.
And they tried to say it was you, not her or
right.
They tried to say you had that property. So,
he don't know them people.
If he did an eviction for that property, because he has to, and he has to do a writ of possession because there was a rental agreement, and see whose name that shit's in. And you never met him, so shit. If you never met him, you never spoke to him, then that's somebody using your name, which could be your crooked ass friend.
Okay, and here's the thing. I never met him. My fingerprints ain't on no documents or no nothing. So I know they on the bullshit.
And he never emailed.
His fingerprints are on no documents. This man, I don't know if he thinks everybody is dumb or what. We all know that Sonia apparently is missing a few, but I don't know if he thinks that everybody in general is dumb just because your who's to say, and didn't, let me see, I can't remember what Officer Fields says because we know she watched him for 30 days and I think she knew that he didn't live there. I think, if I can remember correctly. Oh, my mind is just going today. It's one of those migraine days.
Emailed you because everything goes through email too.
Hey, thank you. I have none of that.
Yeah.
All that bullshit.
Oh, no. 21, 622. Here you go, right here. He did it. Mark Pro versus Black Heritage Radio Trust, Inc. What company is that?
I don't know.
Black Heritage Trust.
That is, he don't know that company, but we all know that is him and Erica's company. And something else that I did forget to mention, she expects that this victim's father would be a character witness for Nesto. Is this the same father that supposedly gave Nesto $100,000 to look out for her? I mean, I don't know. So I don't know. Who do you think he's really going to testify for?
Who is it?
This is the landlord. This is what he did in June. And he tried, so Black Heritage, I'm going to go to the state and see who the fuck that is.
Wow.
Mark Bowden, Ernesto Williams, Pine Grove, and Black Heritage Radio Trust. Tenant failed to pay rent, which is now past due.
What is Radio Trust? I don't know. Go ahead. I'm listening.
It's just saying that the past.
I think he thinks that if he talks this way on a recorded line, they'll hear it and they'll say, oh, he's innocent. He's not who we want.
We were in the $26,000. And again, that's still just basic life. That doesn't give one. You know nothing about this, so evidently that bitch probably put this shit in your name. Because my father had a secretary that was crooked as fuck. And that bitch, oof, she was a hot fucking mess. You have to check your social area.
Oh, a secretary, okay.
Buy something or do something in your name. It's got to be your slick ass co-defendant. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but where does the payment come from? Where you
okay,
get the money from?
Right. Where did he get the down payment and all the other shit? So let's go back to Black Heritage. Who the fuck is Black Heritage? That's probably old crooked ass King.
Okay, so it's Erica.
Uh-huh.
Erica did it. Not you. You can't trust her.
Watch who you play with. First of all, do black things.
First of all, he ain't. When you do lease like that, you gotta have ID, copy ID. You gotta have a real thorough lease and all that.
Right.
You gotta have all that. You don't have none of that on me. I'm not stupid like that.
She might have some shit, because you know what? She real slick, and she do a lot of paper crimes. So that.
You gotta have ID. You gotta have pocket. You gotta have stuff. I'm not stupid like that. I'm not gonna let my ID and things be even. Now, you can't have it both ways. You said your identification was stolen. And now you're saying you're not stupid. So that means your stuff wasn't stolen. So what is it, Nesto?
That bitch might have a way where she can make IDs and all that type of shit. You know? You can't put nothing past her.
Wow.
Look, I done seen her record, and so that bitch is...
You know what's so funny? Now, she's reading these warrants and all of those things that she's supposed to be reading. She's never once said anything about the object that women use in their nether regions, that was found in a bag, the mask, the liquid V, the... let's see, what else? The notary, because there were items of a notary, items found with Nesto Williams' property search and all kinds of documentations and papers that he shouldn't have had. How come I don't understand. Does she not see that in the warrants and in all of the things? She doesn't see that in the paperwork? She's never questioned him about it.
Yeah, remember how bold her ass is. You go to court and say you something like that, you not.
That's a whole motherfucker right there, boy.
She's throwing up here. So let me go to the second, Georgia. What is the Georgia thing called where the businesses are?
Georgia Bureau, I can't think right now. You throw me off.
Georgia.
Bureau.
Secretary of State.
I don't know if she is trying to say the Secretary of State or if it's the Georgia Bureau of Investigations that these people mean. But since she is a licensed paralegal, I would think that she would know these acronyms.
State.
Yeah, Secretary of State, yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's find out who the fuck Black Radio fucking is. You see.
Wow.
What is this thing called?
Wow.
Heritage.
And let me ask you a question. Hold on. He did it in June? You say he did it in June?
Yeah, June. He did it after y'all. Hold on. You got wait a minute. But in June, you got arrested in July.
Thank you. That shit crazy. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. That shit happened on June the 6th. June the 8th. 2022.
Thank you.
How the fuck did that happen?
That's
They
crazy
arrested
to
you
me.
in July, and your stuff was still at their house, right?
What? Yeah, the cars, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cars. Well, that ain't shit. You can put a car in anybody's driveway.
It was there. That don't make no...
The fact that she's hearing this and talking through it and that it doesn't make sense to her, it's that for me.
No sense.
Yeah, but why this bitch put this on you?
That don't make no sense.
You don't tell her what that bitch did, Johnny. They let that bitch go. They let that bitch go on zero bond.
That motherfucker set me up. She set me up. How dare she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't play with everybody, that bitch.
I wasn't even around the June 8th.
June 8th? I saw you June 15th.
Yeah, I wasn't even around.
You ain't gotta be. You ain't gotta.
Okay, is it just me in my confusion? But if he was arrested, okay, I don't know if she's trying to say the lease was signed in June or if the man went to the police in June and he was arrested in July. Doesn't June, July, August, okay, I don't know. Help me out in the comments. What are they talking about? Because so far, I don't see the aha moment.
Ever be around a bird to steal somebody's identity or put your name on some shit? As long as she know your name, she could put your name on anything. You could be in fucking Alaska. As long as she knows some of your information or got it, she can get it off your tag.
Ho, 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 ho.
So
He get ready to make a point.
That on me. you done did. But where did I violate the police to come over? Suspicious activity. None of that makes no sense.
They don't say. They
makes
just,
no
the
sense.
bill is about illicit, but all they talk about when they break it down is cars in the driveway, Harley in the Bentley, which it's not the ghettos. It'd be different if that was the hood. That might look suspicious. But if you're in an upscale area, you're gonna see Bentleys and Harleys. You're gonna see expensive vehicles.
You see Bentleys and Harleys that belong to the person who is staying at the property, not Bentley and Harleys that belong to other people that they can't get their money for.
In the driveway.
Let me ask you a question.
So that's not illicit.
Wait. When was this filed again?
On July 7th, Ernesto, I arrested. The landlord said, but there's no date when the landlord, they're not saying when he came into the police.
Okay, that's enough. Because this phone call, now I'm getting confused by the phone call. Because at first they don't know the months, then they do know the months. First he was in jail, then he wasn't. I don't know. I'm starting to get confused. That's enough of that. That's all I wanted. But so what we've learned is that Sonia is reading some documents and still hasn't put two and two together. We've learned that we expect this victim's family to speak on his behalf against her. But we also know from other conversations that in interviews that Nesto's been running around giving, that supposedly that this child's father gave him $100,000 to look out for her. Then we know it was $100,000 for this vehicle. But we know that he's never given her or her father a title to this vehicle. We know all kinds of things. And we can put all kinds of things together. And the most important thing that we know is his defenders, Sonia and Sylvia, who know all of this, still are saying that Nesto is being set up and that he's innocent and it's civil. I mean, I don't know what Sylvia's problem is. I don't know why that lady has come to the conclusions that she has come to, because she is supposed to be a courtroom blogger. And as such, I would think that she would be able to use common sense and deductive reasoning and all of those things. Sonia, I don't know her skill set, but all I know is that she wants to cape for this man that she is so in love with so bad that she's not seeing what is right in front of her, nor is she able to process the things that is being said to her. So, yeah, we're going to end that right here because I'm all kinds of confused by what she's saying, and every time he thinks that she's saying something in his favor, what? That don't make no sense. You know, and Erica, that motherfucker set me up. You know, everybody's always doing stuff to Nesto. He don't bother nobody, but everybody is always bothering him. That's what we've learned today. But if there's anything that you want to correct me on, clear up any confusion about, or even clear up my confusion, because now I'm thoroughly confused after listening to, we're almost to the end, but I've had enough. So anyway, anything, just put it in the comments because I want to know what you think, how you feel about this call. How did it come over across to you, especially knowing all of the information that you know now, including the 39 account RICO. Also, there was some Dre calls this weekend, and if I've listened to, I don't know what it is with me with half. I think I just got tired or just didn't care and just stopped it. But if I hear something, I'm going to listen to them like from beginning to end. And if I hear something in those calls that, you know, I can compare and contrast, I will certainly do that. But unless I do, I'm not even going to deal with the Dre calls that just came out. I thank you for listening. And once again, I am Legacy Moon. And if you are not subscribed to me, go on up and hit that subscribe button. Make it happen. Tap the notification bell. Tell a friend, tell a foe, and most of all, share my video. Bars. Anyway, and as I always do, please make sure you thumbs up this video to keep me in Al's rhythm. That's the algorithm.